Chapter 6. The moment Jessie left the bakery, all thoughts of dances and Benny and the rule of the twins vanished. Lainey, who was carrying the Beezermans' bag of pastries, surreptitiously peeked into the brown bag while they were walking home. The sugary, spicy smell of the apple turnover almost made her dizzy. She wondered if the Beezerman would mind if she took that one for herself. "Don't even think about it," Jessie said, reaching down to cup Lainey's chin. Lainey puffed out her cheeks and rolled the top of the bag closed. Isa, Hyacinth, and Oliver were waiting in the kitchen when Jessie and Lainey returned home. "Quick, we sent Mama and Papa upstairs and told them we would bring them breakfast in bed. They looked so pleased they didn't even ask any questions," said Isa, her face flushed. Hyacinth had taken out her special tea tray and tea things to use for the Biedermans' breakfast. The tray was faded but still pretty, with a big rainbow in the middle and 3 cherubs with hearts floating above it. Her china teapot only had 2 chips, and she had folded a piece of red checkered fabric for a napkin and laid it on the side of the tray. The kids transferred the remains from the morning's coffee pot into the teapot, and then Oliver dumped 3 generous spoonfuls of sugar into it, and Isa added milk. After Jessie stirred it, Isa placed the teapot on the tray, and Hyacinth artfully arranged the pastries from Lainey's bag. To their knowledge, the Biedermen had never experienced the joy of breakfast in bed, and they were certain that Oliver's idea would win him over. "Ready?" Jessie asked Lainey. "Ready, ready," Lainey chirruped. The Vanderbeekers went upstairs, crept past Mama and Papa's bedroom, and then opened the door that led to the first-floor hallway. "Break a leg," Oliver whispered. "Be careful," Isa whispered. Hyacinth didn't say anything. She just bit her lip and looked worried. They watched as Jessie and Lainey went up the stairs. The scent of the laundry soap, old books, and double chocolate pecan cookies from the Vanderbeekers' floor gave way to the smell of Miss Josie's Southern Rose perfume on the 2nd floor. The stairs leading to the 3rd floor groaned all the way up, and the air turned musty and stale, as if the brownstone were warning them away. Jessie took a deep breath and prepared to knock. Before she could exhale, Lainey pounded her 2 fists on the door. "Lainey!" Jessie tried to balance the tray while preventing Lainey from attacking the door again. The teapot shivered and slid to the edge of the tray. Jessie lifted up a knee to prop up the tray, but overcompensated. "Fudge!" Jessie blurted out as the teapot slid to the other side of the tray, tipped off the side, and shattered on the ground. The 3 pastries fell on top of it. "Fudge! Fudge! Fudge!" Jessie took a look at the door. The peephole was a collection of circles getting smaller and smaller, converging on a dark round circle in the middle. Then the circle blinked. "Oh, fudge." This time Jessie's expletive was quite a bit louder. She scooped Lainey up and crashed down the stairs. The destroyed breakfast left abandoned outside the Biedermans' door. Isa, Hyacinth, and Oliver were waiting by the first-floor doorway when they heard Jessie's yelling, followed by a terrific crash. Seconds later, they saw Jessie and Lainey barreling down the stairs. When Isa saw the terror on Jessie's face, she did not stop to ask questions. Isa swung open the door to their apartment, and together, the 5 Vanderbeekers scrambled inside and let the door slam behind them. "Complete fail," Jessie wheezed, her back against the hallway wall. "Shh," said Isa, pointing a finger at Mama and Papa's room. The kids tiptoed to Isa and Jessie's room and shut the door. "What happened?" asked Isa the moment the door closed. Jessie was frantic. "I lost control of the tray and everything fell. I'm sorry, Hyacinth. I broke your teapot." Hyacinth looked back at Jessie with wide eyes. "After I dropped the breakfast, I looked up at the door and I saw his evil eye blink at me through the peephole, and it was like he was cursing me with 1,000 curses. I didn't think I should have stayed there and cleaned up or tried to explain to him or something. I'm sorry, I screwed up," Jessie babbled. Okay, it's okay. I'll clean it up. Don't worry," Isa said, pulling Jessie into a hug. "I'll help," Hyacinth said. "Me too," Oliver offered. Lainey was put in charge of soothing Jessie's wounded soul by feeding her cheese croissants, while Isa, Hyacinth, and Oliver gathered cleaning supplies and a garbage bag and went upstairs. Tears dripped from Hyacinth's eyes as she gathered the remains of her beloved teapot and put them in the garbage bag. Oliver mopped up the spill with paper towels and mourned the ruined and soggy pastries. Isa did a final mop to get rid of all the stickiness, careful to keep her eyes averted from the peephole. They slinked down the stairs, each one thinking that this was a huge setback to Operation Biederman. While Isa, Oliver, and Hyacinth were cleaning up, Jessie and Lainey delivered croissants to their parents. Lainey went over to Papa's side of the bed and snuggled next to him as he scrolled through his phone, reviewing job tickets, which Lainey knew meant all the computer problems people wanted Papa to fix, like when someone spelled coffee on their keyboard or when the computer showed only a black screen no matter how many buttons you pushed. Mama looked up from her own phone when Jessie stood by her bed. Mama had been clicking through a realtor website. "Everything okay?" Mama asked, setting her phone on the bedside table. Jessie shrugged and handed over the bag of croissants. "Talk to me," her mom said, beckoning Jessie to sit on the bed. Jessie perched on the side. "This whole moving thing sucks big time." Mama nodded and wrapped an arm around her. "This place has so many memories." Mama looked at the wall where 6 years ago an unsupervised 3-year-old Oliver had drawn a post-impressionist Picasso-like depiction of their family. The miraculous thing about the artwork was that Oliver had drawn not just himself, Jessie with her signature wild scientist hair, Isa with her typical smooth ponytail, and his parents, but also, yet to be born, Hyacinth and Lainey. "I feel like we need to cut out that part of the wall and bring it with us to our new home," Mama said. "Uncle Arthur could do it," Jessie suggested. "I don't think Mr. Biederman would appreciate us gouging a hole in his wall." Mama continued to look at the drawing. And then, to Jessie's horror, she saw a tear roll down her mom's face. "Oh, Mama, don't cry," Jessie said, even as she felt the burning of her own eyes. "Sweetie, don't worry about me." Mama brushed her tears away and gave Jessie a brave smile. "Just being sentimental." Jessie's throat constricted. She wanted to rewind the last hour and do it all over again. In her mind, she saw herself handling the tray with elegance and poise, presenting it to a grateful Biederman who accepted it with a smile. He would be so relieved to have real food after all those years of frozen dinners. With his first bite of cheese croissant, his eyes would light up, and he would announce that the Vanderbeekers could stay in their apartment forever. If only the reimagined story could be reality. And that is the end.